Hello and welcome to Thought for the Day from St Peter's, Bexhill. This story, which might well have happened, is called France's Christmas Pageant. See what you think. The village of Greccio sat on a wooded hill across the valley from Mount Terminillo. On the rocky slopes of that mountain there were caves, and in one of those caves a man named Francis had built a little church. Francis was a good man, a saint. He rebuilt broken down churches, helped broken down people, and travelled across this poor broken down world talking about the love of God. One cold Christmas Eve, Francis decided to do something special for the people who lived in Greccio. He called together his friends, a group of monks called the Little Brothers, and he asked them to bring him a wooden manger. He asked for a donkey as well, and a big brown cow. And when he had put them in the cave, he sent out the Little Brothers again. "Go to the village," he said. "Invite everyone. Tell them there is something special waiting for them in the cave." The monks did as they were asked, and it wasn't long before Francis could see the villagers streaming up the mountainside. A boy with a stick, a little girl, a baker and a blacksmith and a fat old man, a jester and a juggler and a soldier, a tall man on a horse with a fine lady beside him, a crippled old woman and a beggar and a priest. They were all there, everyone, carrying torches to light their way, so bright against the dark hillside that they could have been stars on that first Christmas night, or the angels who sang to the shepherds. When they reached the cave, Francis called one woman forward to kneel, like Mary, at the manger's side. Then he asked a man to stand and watch over her, like Joseph. Finally, Francis began to sing. He sang the story of that first Christmas, and the people of Greccio wept when they heard how God had chosen a poor woman, poorer even than themselves, to give birth to his own son, Jesus. The story would have ended there, were it not for a monk whose name was John. He had once been a knight, a fierce and powerful warrior. But then he had met Francis, and following his example, he had given up his knighthood and his riches to live in poverty and do good works. John was there that night too. But as Francis sang the story of Christmas, John alone saw something that made him cry out in wonder and joy. "Look," he shouted, "look in the manger. There's a baby lying there." Was it a miracle? Was it a vision sent by God? No one knows. But when the people of Greccio heard that John had seen the child of Bethlehem lying in that manger, nothing could contain their joy, not the cave, not the valley, not Mount Terminillo itself. And so they sang God's praises through the night, St. Francis and the people of Greccio, at that very first Christmas pageant.